We should also be cautious about the motivation of the one who provides information. That's why the scriptures warn us against priestcraft.
Travis Wayne Goodsell. On the 18th of March, 2025, Dallin H. Oaks came out with the First Presidency Easter message. And in there, he quoted from John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief cometh not, but for to steal, and to kill, and to destroy. Joseph Smith translation, back in John chapter 10, verse 8, gives a clarification of the specific thieves being referred to here as those who do not testify of the Jewish Christ. In case you're new to my channel, in case you are new to scriptures, the Bible was written by Jews. None of the Bible stories were written by Christians. Christianity wasn't created until 325 CE, 1700 years ago this year. Notice how the Pope isn't preparing for a big celebration. I mean, granted, he's got the lung problems. He's probably near death. But still, he should have other people assigned to be working on the preparations for the big celebration of the creation of Christianity and how they stole the Jewish documents and turned them all Christian as literal history, thus put the Bible into chronological order and named them Old and New Testaments. And because of this, the interpretation is completely different than the original author intended. And so, as my audience typically is Mormon, the Book of Mormon, yeah, Jewish. Joseph Smith, yeah, Jewish, and confirms the Book of Mormon is Jewish, and confirms, as well as the Book of Mormon, that the Bible is Jewish. Nothing is Christian. Joseph Smith makes it very clear that Christianity is all wrong, abominable, and corrupt. So who the hell put in Jesus Christ in the name of Joseph's church? Oh, Willard Richards of the 12 that became the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints here in this valley. So Brigham Young's church is what the Book of Mormon calls the Great and Abominable Church. Thieves. And I have been making the connection about how the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints are here to steal, murder, and destroy. So in this context, we have Malachi, which Joseph Smith likewise talks about. And it talks about those who steal from the Jewish Christ. Will a man rob God? This ain't Jesus. This ain't Christianity. They even put it in the Old Testament in chronological order. Bring all the tithing into the storehouse, i.e. treasury. That was in the Jerusalem temple, in the women's gate, in that special little room. Where there was a box with a horn that is used for messaging words, and the gold were placed in the horn into the box. And so then chapter 4, immediately after, for behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud and all that do wickedly shall be as stubble, and the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts. Now if that's Jesus, it means that Jesus isn't going to do it. But in case you need clarification, the Joseph Smith the Joseph Smith history. Seriously, you didn't put it in the footnotes, Bruce? Oh my God, they didn't. Bruce, how could you not do that? Oh my God. Oh, there it is. way down here in verse 5, for Elijah, of course, oh dear God. So, Joseph Smith's second vision for seer, vision for seer. Joseph Smith tells us that Nephi appears to him as a messenger, Malachi in Hebrew, and tells him about a Book of Mormon as gold in a box, which was a rock cement type box instead, but he had to put it in a box. And so the claim that he stole his brother's box and used that. Then a descendant of Hiram came and spoke downtown to the young single adults that I attended that evening and talked about it, stealing the horse of his neighbor to get the gold plates, then running through the forest, and bopping him on the head. Looking back, that's hilarious now. But nonetheless, do you not see the connection? Malachi with temple, storehouse, treasury, second vision. Even though this is a Trump Ice 2025 video, this has to do with it. Because the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is going to destroy the United States of America. They're using Trump to do it. Trump is a puppet of the church. And so he adds to Malachi, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, all that do wickedly, shall burn as stubble. For they that come shall burn them, not Jesus, saith the Lord of hosts. It's the Jewish Christ still, but if you're gonna put Jesus in, it's very clear it's not Jesus who comes and burns you. And then he talks about the Urim and Thummim to see signs in the heavens for the day and hour, the times. So this morning I was able to get all of the month of Av, Nisan. I still have to go back and get the close-ups. I still have to relabel everything. But I did the the snapshots with my Urim and Thummim. And so every single prophet of this Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints keeps threatening us that Jesus is going to burn us with his coming. But that's the thieves. They burn. For they that come shall burn them. The thieves, who murder and destroy. Those who do not preach the Jewish Christ are the thieves who are come to steal, murder, and destroy. And so if you want to go to 41, that's the second chapter of Joel. Sun shall be darkened, moon turn to blood, stars fall from heaven. Signs in the heavens. this is important to know your scriptures properly. Because Sister Welsh, as a fellow at the Maxwell Institute, failed to show why she's a fellow of the Maxwell Institute. As we have the windows of heaven being poured out yet again as I'm doing this video, like I did last night. Will a man rob God? Yet ye have robbed me. Wherein have we robbed thee? In tithes and offerings. I will pour you out a blessing, that there will be room enough, there will not be room enough to receive it. Windows of heaven. Last night, windows of heaven. Well, I'm giving you the warning voice of this church for conference, thanks to Sister Welsh and her ignorance. Anybody who studies this church should know it's not true, or you didn't learn correctly. And here we are this morning, the windows of heaven are being again poured out during this video. I didn't plan this, I can't control the water. So for the Elijah part, if there is no interest in perpetuating the human race, the earth will be utterly wasted. This is about an extermination event. The day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud and all that do wickedly shall burn as stubble. The earth utterly wasted. An extermination event is being prophesied here by Joseph Smith, by the enemy, who are the thieves, who do not preach the Jewish Christ, but preach Jesus, who blame Jesus to murder people, who are unwilling to accept responsibility for themselves unless they're in their little combined little group talking to Thomas B. Marsh about their plans to burn people in the latter days. And Thomas B. Marsh would put in his affidavit to the governor of Missouri. An extermination order ensued. Brigham Young is the enemy. The Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is the enemy. It's very clear for anybody who studies their scriptures. And for a Mormon to be upset and offended with this, it's because you're the enemy. You're robbing the Jewish Christ of Joseph Smith, of the Book of Mormon, of the Bible. You are the thieves. And so, in the news last night, it's very clear yesterday that everybody now is in on the insider trading of Trump. Thieves. Anybody who invests in the stock market has to be able to select stocks to purchase that they are sure will rise in stock price, so that it will go up and increase the value of the stock. And if whenever they want to pull it out and get the extra money, they sell off the stock. And then the stock price goes down, but the people who invested in that stock and sold it makes a profit. Buy low, sell high. That's the stock market motto. But you're not supposed to get insider trading to intentionally make a profit. But under Trump, with his tariffs, it causes a sell-off on the stock market. And so, everybody's catching on now. So yesterday the stocks went up because tomorrow Trump is going to do the reciprocal tariffs. And so people are investing in stocks, and for tomorrow we should expect a massive tanking of the stock market. Now understand that the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, the enemy, the thieves, robbing the Jewish Christ, are the major investors in the stock market. The major investors in the stock market. Nobody else invests more than this church does. Nobody. All around the world. They are profiting off of this. In 2020, they made money where everybody else suffered and lost. And then we come across little sister Jessica, missionary for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. So cute, so cute, so naive. Does not study. She's too young to have studied sufficiently of the scriptures to go around the world and tell people about it. Nevertheless, she did it. Having paid the church who stole her money. She leaked her mission president's letter to stake presidents and parents who leaked Dallin H. Oaks on the 14th of March, 2020, in which he says 2020 is a test run, a trial run for the second coming, which mass murder, coup of government, Jesus Christ, second coming, burn you, steal the governments, steal your lives, steal your property, steal the government, steal your agency. They are the thieves, preaching Jesus. You're not seeing the connection. Are you a denialist? Are you the enemy? You're not making the connection yet. You're not believing yet. He wrote this in chiasmus, which is hilarious, with Sister Welsh yesterday. Her father-in-law is the one who believed the church is true and the Book of Mormon is literal history true because it contains Hebrew chiasmus in it. Well, it was written in Egyptian, you dumbass. But if you're gonna claim that it's literal history, why is the late war the parts in Hebrew chiasmus? So again, you have to be a scholar. You can't just make stuff up and claim that therefore it's true. To do real scientific research and study is completely different than what they're teaching at BYU. Dear God. So yes, Oaks confesses that all of this is done in accordance with the scriptures about the enemy. The church is the enemy. This is a fact. This isn't a spiritual witness doubt promotion that just anti-Mormons are attacking the church. Only those who are denialists, thieves themselves, or illiterate, after I went over it with you step by step, Oakes is planning on murdering us. That was Oakes who gave the Easter message. It's Oakes who got leaked, saying he's going to burn us. He's going to coup the governments. He was in charge of everything that happened in 2020 when the church made off like bandits on the stock market, when everybody else suffered. And here we go again. The big show he threatened with and got leaked is right now. And Oakes is saying, don't fear the reaper, because Jesus will resurrect you for Easter. But because of Sister Welsh, she directed your attention for this conference to Section 88. Despite her lack of scripture knowledge as a fellow for the Maxwell Institute, I stepped in. I didn't know going in at first what was going to be found therein. We did it live. We did it live. And thus, verse 94. And then I think it's 105. The fall of the great and abominable church, being bound together like the symbol of fascism, which involves the law of Purim, the book of Esther, Deuteronomy, the law of the Jews, chapter 19, verse 19. When you falsely accuse somebody and then issue the judgment for that false accusation crime, you, as the false accuser, are the one who is to suffer the judgment that you issued for the falsely accused. Beam and Moab from Matthew. And so Oakes is taking away agency, fascism. He is threatening death and coup of the government. So, as the false accuser, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints is instead going to be the ones to fall and burn. That's the law of Purim. We just finished with the month of Purim, where for Purim we had a lunar eclipse. And the church still is not scared to death for their evils. Because typically when you catch somebody in the act of a crime, they're all of a sudden repentant. Oh, I'm so sorry that you caught me. Not this old school church. They're like, bleep you, so what? Die! They're just brazen to the end. thinking they're all tough guys. They're old men near death. So, TikTok deadline is Friday night at midnight, I guess, so that's Saturday. Trump assures everybody there will be a deal made. If you don't know Trump's manner of speech, he's not saying there will be a deal made. He's not giving you a promise. He's giving an order to somebody to make the deal. Just because Michael Cohen did the honorable thing and confessed, and he went to prison and wasn't pardoned by Trump for his betrayal, doesn't mean you shouldn't listen to him. He was the fixer. He knows where the bodies were buried. And so yes, he did the right and honorable thing, even though it was for, I got caught. I'm sorry, I got caught. But he wanted to make sure that his family was protected. Not the other people. And then we've got some violence that occurred. The GOP headquarters in one of the states got firebombed. Arson burned it down. And that's in connection with Iran, who for some reason is not threatening to attack America. They're instead threatening the military bases in the area. I don't get it. Everybody knows since 9/11 that America is an easy target for war. But Fox News is getting contributors to say that it's the migrants who have all been deported out of America now, and there's no more problem anymore. But apparently Fox wants to keep kicking the dead horse. Just like the deep state Dems. They keep talking about how the deep state Dems are, you destroyed them. You crushed them. Why are you still talking about them? If you truly were the conquerors, you don't talk about the deep state Dems anymore. They're nobody. They're nothing. You crushed them. Just like the migrants. You got rid of them. You did it. And instead you're complaining, you're whining, you're threatening, they're going to get us. We've got a 9/11 coming because of the migrants. But there will be a trigger moment. Trump will not be able to do all of Project 2025 without America eventually saying enough. You were able to get away with it. Nobody's going to read a 1,000-page booklet about your plans for taking over the world and how you're going to hand it all over to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, fulfilling 3 Nephi chapter 7. But still, this shouldn't be a shock to anybody on the deep state Dem side. They knew this was coming. They knew about Project 2025. They knew what Trump said in his rallies. They knew Trump is in power. Why are they shocked? There are consequences. You can't just do things and expect that the consequences won't happen. If you're a thief, there will be consequences. You cannot assume you're going to get away with it. You cannot be shocked when you get caught by being leaked by a little sister missionary of your own church who you got going around lying about the Jewish Christ. Purim. It's a